Let's try drawing with soft pastels. I've only used this medium for a few times. I wasn't happy with the previous drawings. I'm still kind of learning it. My main medium is oil. I've done some gallery works in the past and commissioned pieces over the years. Go to my IG, it's on my links if you want to see my previous works. What makes pastels harder to work with is it's a delicate medium. Once you apply it on the paper, you cannot really bring that spot on the paper back to when it was clean. You cannot totally erase a mark. It will leave a permanent stain, unlike with oil painting. You can make mistakes all day, and covering the mistakes can sometimes even make the painting better. It makes the colors look richer. I start with some marks to set the drawing up. I try to keep it minimal because they cannot be erased. I'm using white pencil and a carre pastel. Carre pastel is like a hard version of pastel. Just putting in small lines to get the angles, marking the key areas and the outlines. It's basically a block in. Block in is a very important stage. I try to be very careful with it because you can waste a lot of time if you make mistakes while doing the block in. I've done a lot of bad block-ins in the past, and I've learned it the hard way that the mistakes you make in the block-in stage, you really can't fix them in the upper layers no matter how hard you try. So I try to be as accurate as possible early on and not rush it. At first I'm kind of testing what colors to use. Most of the colors that I have in this set are quite overwhelming and heavy, and not really workable for getting the skin tones that I want. I would like to have more light muted colors, those neutral colors. I think the dark mid-tone sticks, I don't need much of them, considering my style in which I tend to use lighter colors. I tried blending at the cheek to see if I could make the colors more neutral. The light orange sticks are really strong, but I need a bit of orange on the cheeks, so I figure I'll just draw over it and somehow add some depth. One of the many things that I try to avoid is to use these bright colored midtones. Midtones can easily make the drawing look ugly and visually crowded. I also avoid drawing the details of the face because they will mess up the design that I want to achieve. I want a more simplistic, blocky design with shapes and just a minimalistic modular look. I think the light violet is the only color that I have that is acceptable for the mid-tone shades of the skin. If I use the brown oranges and blend them together to achieve a realistic skin tone, like most people would do, I won't have the freshness of the strokes which I like. The way I see it, is soft pastel is comparable to alla prima painting in a way that it works well with gestural strokes rather than relying on blending and layering. And you want to keep it fresh. You want to incorporate the tone of the paper into the subject of the drawing, as in alla prima painting. where you leave the first layer of paint or even the bare canvas visible. I got interested with this medium because of the Impressionists. It seemed to me that using this medium was part of their practice. It seems like it's their preferred medium for sketching, and I see why. It is really good for sketching. It might be difficult to work with or learn since not a lot of artists are using it, but it enables you to be concise with how you handle the elements of the drawing. Like most things, it just takes practice. Though it's true that it's harder to create a decent, convincing artwork with this medium compared to acrylics or oils or colored pencils. And it's a very fragile medium. It can be easily damaged in handling and in storage or while spraying it with a fixative. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. This drawing took me about an hour and 20 minutes, and most of that time was spent me selecting the right colors and deciding what sticks to use. And I think with my soft pastel, I think I've improved a bit. And this one is fine, it's okay. I learned a lot from this one. And I don't want to continue because going on from this point will overwork the paper. And it will surely lead to mistakes and more fussing around. Let me know what you think.